On December 27, 2023, Latvia played Team Canada in the World Junior Championship. Canada beat Latvia 10-0 with Latvian goaltender Linards Feldbergs letting in 7 goals on 31 shots before being replaced by Axels Ozals, who gave up the remaining 3 on 10 shots. A full year later, in 2024, Canada and Latvia met again, this time with Latvia beating Canada in a huge upset, with goaltender Linards Feldbergs starting again and stealing the show. What changed in Feldbergs' game in that year? I broke down his game in 2023, as well as a few of his games with Sherbrooke in the Quebec Major Junior League, and of course this year's 2024 rematch with Canada and Latvia. I don't mean to read too much into one game, but it was a noteworthy performance in my opinion, and there's something about Latvian goaltenders that just makes them fun to watch. Feldbergs is clearly a strong skater, and when watching these one-off games, I'm always cautious to note if it's a strong goaltender having a really good night or an average goaltender having an exceptionally strong night. With seeing some of his play this year in the Q, it's apparent that Feldbergs is developing really well, so shout out to Sherbrooke goalie coach Olivier Gervais. From an 18-year-old in 2023 to a 19-year-old this year, Feldbergs has added elements to his game like strength and mobility. In 2023, he had some power and some quickness, but there was some extra slide to his game with lateral movements and some postural imbalances that threw his weight further back than ideal and had him setting a little bit slow on some shots. There were moments in the 2023 game where he showed well with some clean movements, but had a few inconsistencies like the unnecessary drift, not being set, and postural imbalances like pulling back and up upon a shot release that crept into his game. As a young goaltender, though, facing a strong favorite in Team Canada, you would probably expect this to some extent as he's trying to adjust to the speed in real time. He is a quick goalie, and he was quick in the 10-0 game too, but anticipation based on a good read, which is established through constant vision checks, is more valuable in a fast-paced game than just being quick, which is something he's since worked into his game. There were moments in the 10-0 game too where his drift and his timing looked really good, but it was just a little bit inconsistent. Since that 2023 World Junior Tournament, he's definitely grown and developed his game into more of a professional, tactically efficient that trusts his size and adjusts his positioning more optimally based on a read. Sherbrooke and the 2024 Latvia team both do a good job defending the rush with an active F3, which helps keep the play on the same half of the ice and allows the goaltender to hold a better positional gap to F1. Feldberg holds his ground when he can, and in moments where he needs some backwards drift, he keeps a better gap, which essentially causes the shooter to run out of space and available net. He's hitting his spots better and vision checking more frequently, as well as pointing and signaling to his team potential unchecked threats. He's eliminated a lot of the slide out of his game when it's unnecessary and arriving to a lot of his new angles on his feet.
Veut passer pour Gagnon, quel beau jeu. Gagnon s'avance son tir bloqué.
5 contre 5 cependant, mise en jeu gagnée par le Phoenix, mais maintenant le tir qui a été bloqué.
Not to take anything away from Feldberg's performance, but the 57 shots from Canada is a bit of a smokescreen. The map on the right is the 2024 game with the blue dots being the shootout attempts, the red dots being the goals, and the rest of the black dots being the shot locations. The high danger slot area was very well protected by Latvia, with the majority of shots coming from the perimeter without a lot of slot presence to jump on the rebounds. Feldberg stopped every shot he was supposed to stop, as well as the few grade A's that Canada generated from him tight. At the time I'm recording this, it's still early in the tournament, so I'm not trying to project too far into the future. But I think if Feldbergs continues to develop at the same rate and make these small adjustments, he's got a bright future. In the 2024 upset game against Canada, he looked like a much different goaltender than a year ago. I think he used that moment in 2023 as a learning opportunity and did well to extract every lesson he needed to from that game, built himself up so he was ready for the next year. He even had some moments puck handling where he showed a lot of poise with a forechecker pressing, which goes a long way in that effort to regain possession in the D zone. Tactically, I would describe his play more as filling the box rather than reacting. What I mean by filling the box is that geometric shape of the net as it projects outward toward the puck, understanding the size and shape of that box and picking his moments where he can hold his ground and eliminate that extra movement, which leads to him being set earlier on shots. The compete level never faltered, and although I don't know him, I'd guess he's a very well-conditioned athlete as his movement on shot number 57 looked just as clean and powerful as it did on shot number 1. Plenty to learn from him, and I look forward to tracking his career.
Moves across, shoots, Feldbergs the save, rebound, loose with the sack to Cat.
Winds it and shoots. Feldbergs has just a piece of that. Back by Kemp. Tripping Kemp in, shoots. Feldbergs the save, and he hangs on to that.